Everybody is super pumped when the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship comes to Millville. One of the toughest and most fun racetracks of the year, hosted one of the most epic afternoons of racing we've seen in quite some time. Championship favorites had good days and bad, and after a dynamic day of highs and lows, the hometown favorite came out on top, and a whole lot of fans went home happy. The Racetracks Motocross Show is next. It's the Racetracks Motocross Show from round 7 of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championships Spring Creek National. Lots of riders hoping for a big push in the second half of this tour. It's got to start off the longest, fastest start in this series. Chad Reed with the whole shot, Ryan Dungey and Trey Canard right behind him. The fans were pumped to see that Canard could indeed run the pace of two of the front runners in this series, as he kept his American Honda ride right there with the Honda and Suzuki machine out front early. Unfortunately for Canard, it would not last. He would crash, get passed by Mike Alessi, couldn't find his rhythm. Ryan Villopoto got him as well. Villopoto kept on marching. He would close in on Alessi and eventually take over the number 3 spot, but he would not be close to Reed and Dungey, who put on another classic battle out front. At one point, Reed had to pull his goggles. Dungey tried to attack, made a mistake, went off the track in the Sam Whoops. That's all Reed needed to pull away and hold on for a first moto win over Dungey and Villopoto. 450 Moto 2, Villopoto not happy with that third place performance in Moto 1, and he grabs the start in the second moto. Reed, however, would wrestle the lead immediately from Villopoto and was looking to set sail until this happened. Watch. One of the most bone-jarring crashes we have ever seen in this series. We thought the series points leader would be out for the year, if not forever. But amazingly, Reed would get back up and get into this race from dead last. Up front, Villopoto began to put distance on Ryan Dungey just like he did in the second moto a week ago at Redbud, but Dungey kept digging. Around the halfway mark, Villopoto ran into some lap traffic. Dungey started to close the gap, and the race was on. And this time, Dungey was able to execute the pass. He got inside of Villopoto. Villopoto went down trying to get back underneath. Dungey takes off with the lead, and with 2-1 scores, he's going to win his home track race for the 4th year in a row. Reed climbing all the way back to 14th to salvage 5th overall, with Canard in 3rd in his 2011 motocross debut.
Came through the whoops there, and he got beside me. I kind of squared up the right-hander and got on it, but he carried more momentum through that right-hander, and then it put him on the inside. And I tried letting off, but I just didn't let off soon enough. And when we both jumped up into there, normally I would have turned down, but he was there, so I couldn't. So I was just up in the powder and just fell over.
It's pretty much the dirt I ride on back at the farm as well. You know, it's pretty much got that sandy base and a little bit of clay in there, but I enjoy it. It's fun. I'm glad we could get another win, and to make it 4 in a row is even better.
Got another great start, was second, and I felt good today. You know, I felt like I had a 1-1 in me, and I was pushing from the beginning. Like, I would say that's kind of been my weakest link. You know, like when RV gets out front, he goes for it, and I wasn't. I don't know. I just kind of said to myself, I'm not going to let that happen today, and made the pass in the whoops, and yeah, it just went all wrong on that next jump. So I don't know. There was some bumps at the bottom, and I just hit him, and the front wheel just kind of went just full lock, and next minute I knew I was winding up the windows going backwards down the track. So thankful that I'm here to tell a story. It was definitely the scariest crash that I've ever had and witnessed, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing it on TV.
.250 Moto 1, another great start for a DNA Shred 6 Star Racing Yamaha. This time it's Kyle Cunningham going to put the number 35 machine into the lead, quickly challenged by Dean Wilson. And Wilson, with 5 straight runner-up finishes coming into this race, wants to win. And that's exactly what he does here. He grabs the lead from Cunningham and puts the hammer down. His teammate Tyler Rattray would quickly follow him through, and we had a battle on our hands between two Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki riders. The third title contender, Blake Baggett, had a bad start and would be unable to make any tracks on his teammates up front. Rattray challenged Wilson for a while. Wilson pulled back away, but then late in the race, Wilson started to fade badly. Rattray almost got him at the line, but Dino holds on for the victory. For Rattray, Baggett from behind would hold on for third. 250 Moto number 2. Another great start for Kyle Cunningham. He had those dialed in today. He was under pressure soon, though, from Tyler Rattray, who was looking to turn the trick on his teammate Wilson. Rattray is going to move into the number 1 spot. Wilson is going to move into second, and they would take off. Rattray kept him close for a while, but then he would pull away from Wilson about the second half of this race. Wilson just said that first moto took it all out of him, and he was going to have to settle for second behind the South African on this day. Cunningham did a good job holding on for third for most of the race, but Blake Baggett came from about 21st with a bad start to take over third. Cunningham finishes fourth for the second straight moto. Tough luck for other riders today. In the first moto, Justin Barsha broke his nose in a crash. He'd return to record some points in moto number 2. Eli Tomac will come to the heat in moto number 1. Tough day for just about everyone not racing on a Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. There are your results from Spring Creek. Let's go to the 250 press conference.
Tyler's just kind of like a warrior. He just pounds it out and gets it done. And he's in like such good physical shape. It sucks because it keeps you on your toes, and I have to. It's good motivation though for me. I just have to step up a little bit, and I feel like his conditioning was a bit better than mine today.
It's definitely going to come down to the wire. I think the champion's going to be decided at second moto at Parta. It's going to be close. I'm racing my teammates. We're all on the same equipment. We've all get treated the same and all got exactly the same bike. So it makes it tough, but I enjoy it. Mitch and everyone at Pro Circuit work really hard, and we won 2 and 3 in the championship, and I think if we can keep it like that until the end of the year, it'll be pretty good for the team.
And in the women's class, Ashley Filek wins moto number 1 when Jessica Patterson goes down trying to battle for the lead. But Patterson would rebound to win moto number 2. They split motos on the day. Patterson takes the overall, but Filek still holding on to a slim points lead. Going to be quite a championship fight between these two. All right, let's wrap this show up from Millville. We have American Honda Racing's Trey Canard here in his comeback ride. And on the podium, which is what everyone was wondering, could someone break up the top 3? One of those riders had a problem, but still you rode well.
Yeah, I was really happy with the day. I think we're at a good starting point, and obviously want to do better. Those guys beat me pretty bad. So, but I haven't had a whole lot of time on the bike, and I think that I should be pretty happy and grateful for today. So.
First moto, you were there with Reed and Dungy for the first couple laps. What changed after those first few laps?
I went down, and from that point, I just never could get in my rhythm, and I felt like I was just out of touch the whole race. Not, at home you don't get roosted and you're not pulling tear-offs. It's just a different story, and I was just having a hard time kind of putting it together, and I felt like I kind of pulled it back together at the end of the race, but it was kind of too late at that point.
Did all the typical elements of a comeback, arm pump or blisters or anything like that, was any of that a factor, or did you feel like you were as physically ready as you could have been?
I think, and I was talking to my trainer, and we were kind of thinking that, at this point, it's what could I gain by being at home much longer?
Right.
I think this is the next step to improving, and I think I was as ready as I could be. So.
And the other thing is, this is actually your first 450 race outdoors. So how close could you get on bike setup and things like that? Really, it was a blank slate for you.
Well, it was for sure. But with the team that I'm get to work with, they're been at this for a long time, and they know what they're doing, and really, from the first time I hopped on the bike, I loved it. So
right.
That was a big bonus, and kind of made it a lot easier. So.
All right. Well, my last thing for you here is, how quickly did the switch flip? Before this race, you're like, I'd just like to be top 5. I just want to learn. And now it sounds like by the end of the day, you're already upset that you got third, but there was a big gap. So how quickly does that switch flip?
Well, I don't know that it's a switch flip. I think I'm a little bit more disappointed that I didn't ride as strong as I would like to have.
I see.
And it's kind of discouraging, because I felt like during Supercross I was there with those guys. And,
sure.
and you know, it's kind of disappointing to see what, you know, 2 months off the bike can do. But I mean, when it's all said and done, you know, they're in a championship and they're fighting each race for race wins and points, and it's hard to compete with that mentality and that type of riding. And you know, hopefully I can just get better and better, and hopefully be up there by the end of the series.
You'd make a lot of people happy if you do that. A lot of Trey Canard people out here pumped to see this guy back, and we thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
I know you're a busy man. That's Trey Canard, American Honda Racing. We'll see him and you at Washougal. This is your RacerX Motocross show on AllySports.com. Thanks for watching.